Hey everybody, Ben here from the Bonehead podcast, and welcome to Blood Bowl 7's Undead. So we're looking at all the teams available in Blood Bowl 2020, whether it's the rulebook, the PDF, Teams of Legend, or the NAF expanded teams, and we're putting together some of the most fun rosters for Blood Bowl 7's. Blood Bowl 7's is a quick play variant of Blood Bowl. It uses a smaller pitch with smaller teams, smaller play time, and smaller player selection. Basically, you get a game done in about 45 minutes, and it is a whole load of fun. If you want to know more about 7s, watch our intro video to Blood Bowl 7s, or watch one of our 2 full seasons that we've got on here, 7 Super Series. Old school rules, but the game is basically the same. So we're going to be looking at Undead teams today. Undead are a classic Tier 1 team in Blood Bowl 11s, and they play pretty well in 7s as well. And the reason they play pretty well in 7s is they've got ghouls and they've got wights, and those are some of the best players for 7s. So the wights are blitzers, basically. They are slower than human blitzers. They're movement 6 rather than movement 7, but they come with block, they come with armor 9+, they're agility 3+, and they've got regenerate, which means you're gonna get them back if they do get wrecked, which is incredibly useful. So you've got those guys, and they end up being some of the strongest, more because they're so flexible. They're flexible, they're strong, they can strike, and they can survive being punched. Now these guys have also got ghouls, movement 7 and dodge, again agility 3+. So when you've got a lineup with up to 4 positionals, everybody else has to be a lineman, sorry zombies, you've got a mix of players there that can be really solid for this game. Downside of Undead, especially in 7s, is you are limited on agility 3+. So when it comes to Undead, you got wights, you got ghouls, those guys are agility 3+. Everybody else is 4+ or worse. So it means when it comes to actually dodging or doing the ball handling stuff, unless you've got a full lineup of wights and ghouls, you're going to be penalised ever so slightly. 140k rerolls means it's going to be tough to get a reroll in there when you are taking some of those great positionals. The cool thing is that their linemen are only 40k, so all those zombies are slow and have agility 4+, they're only 40k, which means you do tend to add up a little bit extra cash for that 600k limit normally. No sure hands as well means that you're kind of limited. Now you've got wights, you've also got mummies. Mummies are pretty decent, but at movement 3 they are really quite slow in 7s. So it's interesting. You end up being, you end up having a bit of a choice between whether you go for a slow bruiser build or more of an agile fast build, and that's basically the strength of Undead. So let's have a look at some of the rosters for it. So taking all of those 4 top positionals, here we go. We've got the max ag build. This one comes in at 590. 7s rosters normally have a 600k cap, so basically fill everything else with assistant coaches to give you the chance of a reroll on the kickoff table. So this roster here really shoots to maximize your agility 3+ players. You end up with 2 wights, those blitzers, 2 ghouls who are your runners, and 3 zombletons. So you can take zombies, you can take skeletons. Zombies tend to be a little bit more resilient. Skeletons are ever so slightly faster. It's entirely up to you which way you go. I think in a faster build like this, I would potentially go skeletons, but hey, season to your liking. The cool thing about this roster is you get 2 ghouls, okay? Movement 7, dodge, ag 3 pieces. You get 2 wights, movement 6, block, armor 9+, ag 3 pieces. And you get a reroll as well. So at tier 1, you are probably only going to get a couple of skills, and they're probably not going to be secondary level. So you're going to be primary skills, which means you won't be able to sneak in leader here on the Undead team. So you're not going to be able to fudge your way into a reroll. So buying 1 hard cost means you have a limited roster here of 7 players. Everybody's got regeneration except those ghouls, so you should have a reasonable amount of resilience here against removal, which is pretty useful. Skills wise, ghouls with a block skill, fantastic. Honestly, if you get 2 skills, probably both block on both ghouls. Then you got 4 ag 3+, movement 6, movement 7 pieces that have block. Great for offense, great for defense. You can try and maximize that dodge ability of the ghoul there and go for wrestle as well to kind of anchor a cage with your other guys, and then take that cheeky 4+, 5+ dodge in with a reroll. Ooh, it depends on how brave you are. If you want to play like that, may I suggest a stunty team, because I think you'll enjoy yourself. Max ag build here though is a pretty solid outlook for Undead. Or we can go max strength. So this one also comes in at 590. You basically drop the ghouls, drop the reroll. Not sounding great, is it? But you replace it with 2 of the strongest players around. They're alright, they're movement 3. But they're strength 5, they're mighty blow, and they're movement 3 with no nega trait. Trees, movement 2, they've got take root. Ogres, movement 5, but they've got bonehead. Trolls, never mind. Mummies, movement 3, strength 5, mighty blow, strength skills on the regular. These guys can be powerhouses. So on the one side, you've got 2 big guys. Fantastic. On the downside, you've only got 2 players with agility 3+, and you've got no rerolls there as well. So this is going to be a combat roster. You're going to have no way around it. You have one chance to win this game, and it's to use that strength, to use those block on the blitzers, and really just to punch things and hope that they stay down. Now what you can do is you can create a kind of mixed roster and drop a white for a ghoul if you want to maximize and just have a bit more strength. You've got 8 players, so you could drop a white for a ghoul and have that bit of resilience, but really what you're trying to do here is dominate the board and end your opponent. Or you could run this one instead. So this is the 2 blitz mix. You take 1 mummy, 2 whites as your combat command, right? You've got 2 bruiser blitzers backed up with 1 strength 5 piece. Okay, you've got probably 1 or 2 primary skills. Guard on the mummy is going to mean that he can kind of just position himself and make everything else a strength 4 blocker. Fantastic. And you backed up with 1 dodge ghoul as well. Potentially taking sure hands on that ghoul or block just to make him more resilient is going to kind of help you there as well. And you backed up with 5 zombletons, so you are just ready for a brawl. The downside of this roster is you kind of want to drop 2 zombies, but you only get 100k, which is not enough for that reroll. Even if you drop the ghoul down, you don't have enough cash. The only way you can kind of swing it is if you take 1 mummy, 1 white, 1 ghoul, 4 zombies. You can squeeze a reroll in there, but I think it's probably better to have 2 blockers the whole time than just 1 extra reroll. 2 blitz mix gives you a bit of everything for the undead team, and that is its own joy. And it's time for the fun roster of the week. We've got the zombie horde, so if you want rerolls, this is your roster. So 2 rerolls in a 7s match, backed up with 8 speed 4 monsters. Right, well, you've got 8 zombletons, so you can mix up skeletons and zombies. You can take them. You've got the rerolls. They're agility 4+, which I know doesn't sound great, but you've got 2 rerolls, and you're going to have 2 primary skills as well. We look at some funny rosters on here because it's great fun to do. I think you'd play this all right. I mean, it would not be as good as some of the other rosters, and you are better off at least just dropping one of the rerolls and taking a mummy. But you can play games here in 7s. You're going to have that resilience, and with the 2 rerolls, you're going to have the opportunity to pull stuff off, because now you can reroll twice in a turn. Not the same roll, but you can reroll twice in a turn, and in 7s, that's going to be pretty massive. So Zombie Horde 600, do not recommend, but actually not the worst roster we've seen on here. But I think kind of mid-range, the best choice here is the Max Edge build at 590. Those 2 whites, those 2 ghouls, and 3 zombletons backed up with a reroll means that you are going to be doing everything you shouldn't really be doing with an undead team. You've got 4 decent edge players here. This is just going to allow you to play a really solid game. I don't know what else to say about it. I think if you're going to be playing undead, it's going to be painful to leave the mummy at home, but you're going to take the mummy, and even though that strength 5 mighty blow is lovely, on a 7s pitch he's going to end up getting lost quite quickly, and those whites are not, and they're going to have that block skill as well, which is going to save you rerolls, because it's a lot easier to get a 2-die block in 7s, because you kind of have a bit more space to maneuver with. So you can have a white backed up by a ghoul, and you're going to get 2 dice. And 2-die with block is better than that mummy running around on his own. Plus, the whites do have strength on a normal, so if you want a mighty blow piece, you can just upgrade a white. I think potentially block on the ghouls is better, and then potentially guard on a white if you want to max up your skills. So yeah, it's a shame not to have the mummy in there, but it will be good fun to run like a 2 mummy build with a bunch of zombies. But if you want to play for optimum winnage, I recommend this roster. Anyway guys, it's nice to be back. Thanks very much for watching. Let me know what you think of Undead in 7s. I think they're going to do pretty well indeed. And we'll be back again soon with more Blood Bowl content. See you later. Thanks very much for watching. We really appreciate your support. If you want to support the show even further, please like and subscribe. It really helps us out. Or come and join us in our Patreon, link below, where you get early access to our content and monthly competitions. See you later.